Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Adobe Live. My name is Chris Blackstock, and I'll be your host for today. And it is 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we are here with Jess Goldsmith. Hi, Jess.
Hey, how are you?
Very good. How are you doing?
I am good. I'm a little nervous, but also really excited to be doing this.
Awesome. Yeah, well, we're excited to have you. Just a quick thing. I want you guys to join our newest addition to the Adobe Live lineup, our Creative Cloud Express streams. This is where you can check out how to navigate the easy to use app. It's pretty cool. It's brand new from Adobe. I think it's only been out for a couple months. And also this week we're covering branding and logos for social media. Also, be sure to check out the Photoshop Creative Challenges with Voodoo Val, and that's every weekday at 9 a.m. Pacific. So tune in, challenge yourself, and learn some hotkeys, some shortcuts, and there's going to be a new prompt each day. So also big shout out to the chat. Obviously, you guys make this so much fun. So hello, everybody. General Kenobi, Steve Festus, Sean Kosel, Norsh, Bliss. Very nice to have everybody here today. Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, hi Jess. Could you just tell us where you're from, what you do, and just kind of show some of your work and what we're going to do for the next 2 days?
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Jess Goldsmith. I go by Chick of All Trade on Instagram, and I believe on Adobe as well. I'm a lettering artist, illustrator, and art director. I'm in New York City, Brooklyn, and yeah, I just love creating beautiful, colorful, artistic lettering work.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have my website up here. This is specifically like my lettering page. A lot of this is like personal work. I have some client work as well. I'm going to show a couple of like my favorite projects that I've worked on.
Perfect.
I worked with Hulu and the D'Amelio show last year to do a social media campaign, like focusing on mental health awareness, like within the show. That was really fun. Working with Hulu has definitely like been on like a dream client list for a while. When they got in touch with me, I was like, oh my God, yeah, definitely. And mental health is totally my jam. Also, a lot of my work is surrounded like with that. So that was really exciting. One of my favorite projects that I've ever worked on of all time was last year with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I creative directed the whole creative part of the campaign. I did like the key artwork, designed merch. We did gifts with Giphy. That was really, really cool. We ended up going to the Hollywood Bowl for a benefit concert, and my work was displayed all over there. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like, I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also worked with Absolute Vodka to create a lot of like their social graphics, including stuff like with lettering, illustration, some GIFs. So yeah, those are the favorite things that I have worked with.
And are you doing the animation and motion graphics as well?
I wouldn't
outsourcing that, or
no. So I'm doing it, but like I wouldn't go as far to say is it like it's motion graphics, because it's really just going through it super slow and not anything like too intense. Like
hey, it still looks good. I mean, yeah,
Thank you.
Give yourself credit. Yeah, it's great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome.
So do we just jump in?
Well, yeah, obviously guys, go to chickofalltrade.com. Also, that is your handle on Instagram, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. So go give Jess a follow. But yeah, let's, give us a rundown on what you want to try to do in day one and what the project's going to be about.
Cool. I'm just going to switch to Illustrator really quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working on Fresco to start, but I just wanted to like type out the quote. Here's to strong women. May we know them. May we be them. May we raise them. Women's History Month starts tomorrow. So I wanted to create a lettering piece that honors that. I'm not going to do the entire quote because I think it's a little too long. So we're just going to do here's to strong women. And
Awesome.
now I'm going to share my iPad.
And just real quick, guys, if you are on YouTube watching this, please switch on over to b.net/Adobe Live, where you guys can ask Jess any of your questions. You can participate in the chat. So please head on over. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I did my sketch already because I didn't want to like bore everyone with the just repetitive drawing. If you're a letterer or illustrator, like you kind of have to go over the same lines over and over and over again to like make it the way you want.
It's not the most entertaining. Yeah.
No. So here's to strong women. Something that's a little exciting but nerve-wracking is that this is my first time using Fresco. So, everyone's gonna follow along and see me figure it out for the first time. And then at a certain point, I'm gonna switch back to Illustrator and kind of like tighten everything up and all of that. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Cool.
Yeah. And obviously we've got Wade moderating today, or maybe Sam Peterson, one of them, but we always got some help in the chat wing usually too. So if we run into any bumps, we also got our trusty internet.
Awesome.
So yeah, Fresco, from what I've heard and from what I've seen, Fresco is pretty intuitive. So
yeah, I spent some time over the weekend kind of playing around just to, get the very basics of it. It feels really nice. So I'm excited to see like the capabilities, really excited about the vector capabilities.
It seems like it's a perfect tool for graphic illustrators, which is obviously right up your alley. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. Should I just start?
Yeah.
Just jump right in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's jump in.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with like a new layer over here, a vector layer. I lowered the opacity on my sketch just so I can draw over it. And let's go.
You're doing great.
Thanks. I think I'll just start with the word women.
There you go. Oh man, I think we got Voodoo Val. Oh no, man, I might be, let's see, I think I'm in the wrong part of the chat. Okay, there we go. Wade is moderating. I was watching live earlier and I think I was high up in the chat there. Yeah, Tim Loomis says that Fresco is a wonderful program, especially around text. That's what I've heard a lot of. So
nice. And like, when I do like hand lettering, which is all the lettering that I do, I tend to go over things over and over again. So like, this part right here is killing me, but I'm going to basically refine this and then lower the opacity again and then redo it. And like potentially a third time, I don't want to like get too annoying with it. But yeah, I kind of just like keep going over and over again. And
yeah, you want to tighten it up. You want to make sure it's really clean. It's the lines that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
this is kind of like the first pass, or I guess it's a second pass.
Yeah. But... yeah. And I think like a lot of lettering and like maybe illustration too is just like muscle memory. Like if I do the same thing over and over and over and over again, or the same stroke over and over again, my brain will finally get it. I hope,
completely. Yeah. And it's, I'm an illustrator as well. And it's, lots and lots of hours of practicing and drawing. And, you're right. I mean, it's definitely muscle memory and control and kind of, there's a rhythm and a feeling to it. Right. Especially with strokes, like, with line strokes and stuff. And obviously, especially lettering, I think, especially the kind of the rhythm of the letters themselves is so important.
Yeah, like you have one thing off, and I mean, maybe creatives are different than like just a general audience, but like one thing off will kill me. Like I won't even be able to look at it. I'm like, this is horrible. It's disgusting. Redo it. So like, that's how I feel about this right here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And like this unevenness. Oh my God.
Well, there's like a level of finish that you want in the end, and you already know it, and you've done it so many times. You're like, I know this isn't going to be in a finished product. Like this is, So no, completely.
But it's good to just get in there and go over and over again.
And I will say, being a guest on Adobe Live as well, is that sometimes in the beginning too, it's hard to kind of settle the hand, and just kind of get really smooth in the beginning. So don't stress. Like,
yeah,
it'll get easier as you go on with the stream. So
cool.
I know there's the nerves in the beginning.
Oh, for sure. I should also say this is my first time designing live ever. I've been a creative my entire life. I'm 30 years old, so I haven't done this in 30 years.
That's
so
fun,
yeah. Congratulations to everyone to see me doing this, because
I don't think I did my first live stream until I was like 34. So you're good.
It's a little nerve-wracking, but it's good. Okay, so I'm just gonna fill this in, but I'm going to use it at really any color to fill it in.
Right.
And don't worry about like this over here. I'm kind of just mapping out colors so I can layer things properly. And we'll see that when I get into the word strong. So like over here, how like there's all of this overlap. I'm going to have to take certain layers under and certain layers over, and then, like create some shadow work and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, that is, and I really like the texture that we have here, but like, I think when I vectorize it, it's going to end up looking kind of messy. So I might just I'm going to take like a smoother path there.
Okay. I know what you're saying though. It's a nice contrast as far as texture, but you could run into
well, we have like
issues.
all of these vector pens, so like that's kind of cool.
You could try it. I mean,
it's almost like alive, like it widens as you go. Let's do this in like a green for some good contrast. Yeah, that's nice. I love the smoothing effect. Because look at that, it's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to go over this a bunch of times, but
it is really cool. It's kind of like it almost feels like like you have like a long brush or something where it's kind of trailing behind you.
Yeah.
It's very cool effect.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over this. It's not doing exactly what I wanted to do, but I do like the flow that we have here. It's a good flow.
Yeah, no, I mean it's looking good from this one, from this side.
Cool.
Everybody's supporting you. They're very
thank you.
Don't stress out.
Oh, thanks everyone. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I can't see the chat, but I feel like it's better that I can. I'll get so distracted.
Well, it's fine. I'll relay the thoughts in the comments. Yeah.
So I know a lot of illustrators and lettering artists actually like using like really fun, different pens. And my favorite one is just like the basic. I don't know. And then I like creating like the different shapes of the way the letters go. Like if I wanted this to be a flat edge, I would just erase like that instead of using a flat edge brush. And I don't know, maybe that's not the proper way to do it, but like, is there a proper way to do anything in art?
No, I mean, and that could, stuff like that. It's your technique always separates you from others. If everybody did things the same way, it'd be pretty boring. So
that's true.
I think just being around as many artists as I have over the years through fine art galleries and other things, it's like there's no right way. Whatever way gets you to where you want to get, that's the right way.
It took me a really long time to like be okay with that, because I'm self-taught, so I don't know like the formal techniques or anything like that. It's kind of just really just figuring it out as I'm going.
Yeah, completely.
And it's been fun.
Yeah, and as you go, I mean, you are going to change your technique as you grow and as you become, like a better artist. And you like, it's just kind of part of the journey of being a creative. It's like you never really stop learning. So
that's what I love about it.
Yes. I mean, I always think too in my head, I'm like, I can do this till the day I die. Like at least I hope I can still pick up a pencil, but it's just one of those things that, you can kind of just do forever and kind of never stops being interesting.
Yeah, I agree. And like art, just in general, art, design, all of it is constantly evolving. Like the trends and the technique and the technology. I mean, Fresco is pretty new, right? Like this is
Yeah, it's
wild.
relatively new. Yeah. I mean, it's a really cool program. I mean, I think everything, a lot of the iPad creative programs, I think, have been around for a couple of years and stuff, but I think people are really starting to use them in a full-on professional setting, where I think as before it was sketching out ideas, getting things, but I think now, the programs are so good now that you could deliver a final product, through Fresco or Procreate or some of these other programs. So yeah, I mean, they're really impressive now and pretty intuitive.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great time to be a designer.
Yeah, I agree. Wade was saying that he's like, if you get the results you're looking for, it really doesn't matter. He's like, efficiency is another topic altogether.
Yeah.
And that's where techniques and learning, like, okay, how do I this is what I want. Yeah. Is the way that I'm doing it, like, how's it serving me? Is it something that I enjoy doing? Then I should probably keep doing it. Yeah. Is it something that's just extending my work time, that's kind of working against me? Then I should probably try to find a better way to do it.
For sure.
But those are tough. Sometimes those are like either habits or just that's just how I work. And I'm afraid if I change that, like, it's going to give me a different result, or,
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm also like, okay, well, like this is the correct way, but because I've been doing it this other way for so long, I don't know if I can even like retrain myself. Right. I'm going to say something that's probably going to upset a lot of designers, but for the first 4 or 5 years of my career, I used a trackpad to design and illustrate everything. And I more recently finally got a tablet, and it's like, it's still weird to be using that to design, because I'm so used to having my hand like a DJ, Yeah.
So, exactly. Yeah, completely. I mean, no, I know a ton of people that designed on those for years, or just use a mouse for everything, or, but again, it's, it's like you kind of become comfortable with certain processes. And so, yeah,
definitely.
It's the fun thing. I mean, yeah, I think sometimes it's like there's that weird thing of like you're almost nervous to learn sometimes, or find out something new. You're like, oh no, that's a better way, and I have to learn it. But I don't want to change.
Or like it comes into like imposter syndrome also. It's like, oh, if I'm not doing it that way, then I'm wrong. And it's like, no, there's really like no wrong way.
Right.
And I'm sure people would argue that there is a wrong way, but I disagree.
Yeah. And Tim Loomis has got a good point. The mistakes are how we learn and grow, and sometimes they can be really cool. Yeah. That's happy accidents. I mean, I think that's something I've found in most people who are really, really have incredible work, is their technique allows space for that to happen.
I think some of my favorite techniques came from like just messing up a bit. And I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but it looks really cool, so I'm not going to be mad. Great. Yeah.
I'm not going to let anybody know that was completely unintentional.
Yeah, totally. We'll call it experimental.
Mercurial Forte said, I was using a trackball before I got a tablet. Someone asked me if I needed a hug when they found out.
I went to Micro Center to just get stuff for my computer and my setup. And I told the guy there, and I was like, oh, well, I use my trackpad. And he just stared at me like I was crazy. And I was
why?
He was like this, I mean, the same sentiment of like, do you need a hug? And it's like, no, but like, I can probably use like a wrist brace or something.
Yeah. The carpal tunnel is kicking in.
Oh man. Yeah. That I will say is probably the most wrong thing about using a trackpad all the time. Hurting your wrist.
Yeah, I probably a year ago had switched from a 13-inch HD Cintiq to a 24-inch, and it changed my life because my hand had gotten so tight drawing, just because you're on this tiny screen, and I'm so used to painting and just kind of doing bigger strokes, and so it's like finally when I got that, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's a relief.
Yeah, this is amazing.
I have the 16 Cintiq. Like I said, I'm really still getting used to it. Do you use hotkeys? Like, do you have a hotkeys keypad?
You know, that's like the part where I have to get so much better. I have a like it's like a pad that sticks onto the
Okay, yeah,
Cintiq,
that's what I mean.
but I don't use
Oh,
it.
do you use your keyboard?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. That's so hard because then like one hand is here. My desk isn't big enough for like all of it, and like
it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I know. So like,
it's one of those things that I have to, that's a bad habit that I have to try to break.
Yeah, I got the Cintiq 16, and then like as I'm using it, I was like, oh my god, I really should have just like sprung for the Pro, because now I have to spend more money to just buy the remote.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's all part of it.
My big thing for getting the Pro was the 4K. Just because the other ones, I think they were only 1080p, and I had already been working on that, and I was like, in the end, if I want to have this for like the next 5-10 years, I might as well just.
That's true.
Try to go.
True.
But not cheap, folks.
No, it's not.
That you don't need to work on a Wacom product when you want something else. I would try it out first, because those are expensive products.
Definitely.
I mean, they're quality and they work well, but
it took me a while to like finally spring for it, because I was like,
you can write it off, which is nice, but
for sure. Yeah. Freelance life.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean,
go ahead.
I have like the better, fuller shapes kind of what I want. There's like a lot of inconsistencies that I'm not super happy with. But I feel confident with the base. So now I'm going to literally just go over everything again. And we'll just chat while I'm doing it.
Awesome. Yeah, and just a quick reminder for people, if you are watching this on YouTube, hello. But please come on over to behance.net/Adobe Live. Here you guys can participate in the chat and ask Jess any of your burning questions about lettering or illustration or marketing. So
I can't answer marketing questions.
But the artwork for it. No,
okay,
actually,
that I could do.
So please head on over and come hang out with us.
You have questions about the stock market? Just kidding.
Yeah.
You can ask me. I just won't have an answer, or I'll make one up.
Yeah, I'll look blankly into the camera for several seconds.
Exactly. Okay. Also, like, I need to remember that when I vectorize, I'm gonna be like fixing this up even more. So maybe I should.
You're gonna have those anchor points. You're gonna have all that Bezier. You can kind of.
Yeah. And speaking of Bezier, I also prefer using the curvature tool like as the pen tool. Like I find it so much more natural for me to use that. Like the pen tool, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me like the curve tool. I feel like even if I'm clicking, it feels right.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of whatever feels good with, especially with, I think lettering's tough. Like I am terrible. I'm very much like a traditional illustrator.
Nice.
And so I don't have to do lettering too often. I did maybe in my older projects, but I'm working on a graphic novel now, and we have a letterer. Fun. Yeah, so we pay somebody to do all that stuff. It's like
that's what you got to do. Pay someone to do the things that you either don't want or aren't. Yeah, or aren't like.
He's just much better at it than I am. That's for sure.
Nice.
But it's fun. I mean, with comics, there are some pretty good opportunities for some pretty killer lettering.
Oh, so I'll be in touch with you about that after this session. Maybe I am good at marketing.
There you go. See, you got some tips.
Yeah, marketing myself, I should say.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, we should all be good at that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Or at least these days, you kind of have to be, especially freelance, right?
Yeah, you got to be good at everything, like every part of it. And like, even like the accounting, you don't have to be good at it, but you have to be on top of it.
Yeah, no, completely. I mean, that's a lot of the battle is the business side.
And people want to know why we're tired all the time.
Yeah. The endless work.
It really is. The designer's work is never done.
Nope.
I don't know what I just did there with that loop. That was weird. I'm going to skip the O for now and just go straight on to the N and G, because this O is bothering me, and
We'll come back.
Yeah, it bothered me in the sketch. It bothered me when I was doing it in the green. And like, I don't know. I want it to be more round, but like, did I leave the proper space? I don't know. It's like, actually, you know what? Let's ask the chat. Do you guys prefer an oval O or a round O?
Let's see if we'll go. we've asked the question. We'll see how the chat responds.
Yeah, I'll come back to it either way. And keep in mind that the G is going to be more round than oval. So. Okay.
So yeah, we might want to do it more round, if that's right. Kind of like
it's still oval, but
repeat those shapes, or that rhythm.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, people are coming in strong with oval.
Oh, okay. Oval it is. I hate it, but I'll do it. I'm kidding. I don't hate it.
You must do what the chat says.
My God.
This is how the chat works.
That's how I should start making life decisions. I did that yesterday. I was like, I had extra time, and I was like, should I clean my room? Should I practice 3D design, which is something that I'm getting into now, or should I catch up on work? And I was like, there's no wrong answer. I just do not want to make my own decision today. And I ended up cleaning my room.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, if we could just have our own personal chat, just like, hey chat, hey guys,
exactly.
What should I do?
Decision butler.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, is that a thing?
I mean, it is now.
Hold on. Okay. That's we get copyright on that, right? Right. If you say it or put it on the internet, you get instant copyright.
Oh, is that true?
So I mean, with artwork, once you post it, it is. There are protections for the artist that posts it.
That is, I didn't know with the spoken word. I guess spoken word.
I don't know if spoken
art.
word. Yeah, that could be. I'd have to look that up. But yeah, that's the new app.
I love it.
Is it Decision Butler?
Decision Butler.
Might have to work on the name, but maybe the name's perfect. I don't know.
Yeah.
Decision Butler.
Okay. I wanted to close off the other layers so I can get a better look at what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
This, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this G is just wonky it's just uneven. So I'm going to have to fix that a bit. And we're going to go with the oval O. So let's do that. How do I turn? Oh, there we go.
I'd say you're doing pretty good on Fresco. You stumbled at all or hit any roadblocks here.
Well, I'm kind of a veteran with lettering and apps and stuff like that, but just finding, I don't know, a new interface is, and people watching me do it also is oh my God.
Yeah, there's nothing better than just stumbling for 5 minutes and be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly. This is also one of my favorite things. So I like the oval shape of the G, and I'm just gonna copy it and put it where the O is.
Perfect.
I think
that's also, that's a great way with
paste?
digital programs and copy paste.
Okay, what do I do? Hold on.
I spoke too soon.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Copy selection. There we go. And now it's a paste selection. Nice. Did it. Okay. And just adjust, and then I will erase where needed.
Well, could you move out the STR? Do you have room to the left? Would that mess with the design?
No, I'm gonna adjust everything. I think I'm also gonna move the NG and the STR. Okay. I just wanted to get to get the O in there so I can figure out that balance. Yeah. And I'm gonna erase these extra lines that we don't need. cool.
So do you know, is there, with this brush, does it have a like a smoothing setting, or is that the brush itself, or?
Yes. So if you click, so this is a vector brush, but I think that it's for everything. It's smoothing over here. So if you see like this, cool. Like my line,
right,
and then over here, I literally like making the same stroke. It just keeps it
which
smoother.
It's a great setting, because sometimes drawing digitally as well, sometimes it just picks up little movements that maybe you wouldn't normally get.
Yeah, it's like a little bit too accurate.
Yeah, well, and also because you don't have the same friction you would on like a piece of paper, which ends up steadying the stroke itself. So good to know.
Yeah, I have like that screen protector that's like, that feels a little bit like, it doesn't actually feel like paper, but it gives a little bit of a grip. And that helps quite a bit. I switched to it when I got my new iPad, and I was like, oh, this is like a world of a difference right now. So that was cool.
Yeah, I ended up getting, I think the one I got is from Japan, or it's called like Paper-like or something. But it helped. It kind of added a weird, because it's already no, I guess it has a glass finish, so it added like a matte finish to the surface.
And I like that too, because if I'm drawing like, I don't know, wherever, and there's too much sun, I don't need to be staring at myself while I'm staring at my artwork. Like, you know,
it's kind of got like an anti-glare reflection built into it as well.
Yeah. Okay, this is looking better already.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna move that in a little more.
Fairy Utomo is asking, have you ever done lettering traditionally on paper? Or has this kind of been mostly digital?
So career-wise, only digital, but like my whole life, I've been obsessed with letters and drawing. And like, I actually didn't know that it was a thing. It was just something that I loved doing. So it kind of just started, I guess, like the lettering portion of my creativity started like being bored in class and school and just like doodling my name, but like making like cool bubble letters and making it look 3D and stuff like that. I had no idea whatsoever that this could even remotely be a career. I'm so excited that it is. But I had no clue.
Yeah.
I had no clue. Yeah. And like initially I got into graphic design because I thought that was the closest that I could get to like being the creative that I wanted, while also, you know, like making a living. Because I didn't know that like you can really be like a creative illustrator or a lettering artist and make money, like and sustainable money, not like, oh, I'm just getting by. Like I feel okay and I feel secure and I'm excited and happy to do what I'm doing. You know, we just like weren't told that these are things that we could do.
No, completely. You kind of have to find out for yourself. And I mean, really, I think it's become easier with the internet and shows like this, you know, and streams where you can kind of see and hear real professionals kind of discussing their experiences. But I mean, it's like you just go to regular school it's like, that's not even on the radar, you know? Which is crazy.
It is crazy.
It's a
everything
massive
is art
industry, and there's so many artists in the world, and it's like, how is this not something so like discussed as like a completely viable option of like how to live? So.
And if you think about it, like everything is art. Like the packaging for everything that you've ever bought in your life is art, is design. I mean, every single billboard that you see, every single awning, are they all necessarily good? That's a different conversation. But they all like fall into that realm of creativity.
You need the good with the bad.
Yeah
Exactly. And thankfully most of it's subjective, so it's like, you know, something that kills you on the inside might make somebody's day. So.
There's this, oh my god, there's this I don't want to call them a graphic design studio. I think they're more of like a printing studio for like commercial printing, but they have a huge sign that just says graphic design. A, it's the worst font I've ever seen, but B, the kerning is all over the place. It's like this and then that. It's like it's insane, and it's a font, so I don't know what happened there. Like it's not hand lettered.
It's weird. Sometimes fonts, like when you just certain letter, you're like, okay, like this is already has auto kerning on it. Like I guess I'm gonna have to do this by hand. I was putting up wallpaper in my house yesterday, and like
this will tie in, I promise. And like the ceiling and the wall isn't like completely even. And like my husband was arguing with me like, no, you need to measure it. I'm like, I'm telling you, if we measure it, it doesn't matter because it's not even. Like sometimes you just have to do it by eye. And like, even with fonts, like just because it's set to that doesn't mean it's always going to work. Like you sometimes have to eyeball it.
Completely. Yeah. I mean, if it was already set like that, you know, you wouldn't need, you know, a letter artist, you wouldn't need, you know, typographers. And so it's everything needs a little bit of customization.
Yes, I agree. I don't really love how like the tail on this G looks, so I'm gonna delete it and redo it on a different layer. Oh no, I deleted the whole thing.
Undo.
Okay, cut selection. Cool. Oh, maybe someone in the chat has an answer for this. So like, if I just want to, oh, actually, I know the answer. Never mind. I was just going to duplicate the layer and like move it over and then trace around that in order to like make it a little more bubbly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And merge down. Cool. And lately I've been into like the end of letters having like this little bubble at the end. Once in a while, like, yeah, I like it as a perfect circle. It also kind of makes it easier to like track the lining afterwards.
Right.
You know, oops, that's the eraser. There we go. Yeah. And since we're doing this like with the circles, I just want to say that the golden ratio thing in design really frustrates me because that also isn't always like the best. I don't know. I'm sure people will argue it.
Well, yeah, it works a lot of the times, but it's not necessarily the best thing for a design.
I think for like straight graphic design, that might be it, you know, because like there's a hierarchy of like things that are important to look at, etc. But if we're talking about like straight creativity, I don't know. It's just not it for me.
Yeah.
And okay, I need to obviously like clean this all up, but I feel a lot better about
That looks
the way
much
that the letter
better.
works.
Yes, I love the rhythm on that a lot more.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's clean this up. Oh, I'm gonna merge that down.
Yeah, Fairy says break the rules.
Yeah, that's really how you learn. Breaking the rules and making mistakes in design and in life. Work? Exactly. Yeah. Although, I mean, there are artists and designers and lettering artists that like they do the same thing over and over, and it's beautiful every time. Honestly,
totally.
Like,
yep.
And part of me wishes I can like be like that because I get so distracted with like the new shiny thing to play around with, and I just I don't really stick with like one technique or aesthetic. Like if you look at my portfolio or my Instagram, it's just like not, it's cohesive in the way that like I think you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, I could tell that this was done by one person. But like all of my projects and styles are like so different from each other.
But you know that you could look at that as that gives you an opportunity to work with more brands.
Oh, for sure.
You know, be able to do more projects or be more, you know, people that are hiring or, you know, possible recruitment for that is like, oh, okay, this person like can be, you know, adaptable to different styles. And because when I saw your work, like I can, yeah, like you said, I can tell it's coming from the same artist, mostly because of the sensibilities involved. Maybe not like the, you know, each one looks the same. It's just, but the color usage and the layout and everything, it's like they all have a similar vibe to them.
Yeah, I struggled with it for a while. I was like so self-conscious about like showing anyone my work. I just realized I'm going to fill this in instead of erasing the lines. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. I was so self-conscious about showing people my work because I thought they would be like, what are you doing? You obviously like don't I don't know, like you haven't nailed it down yet. But like I did nail it down, and me nailing it down was me doing a little bit of everything because I loved a little bit of everything.
No, and that's there's so many people out there where, especially I went to art school, and when you're doing that, it's like you start out with the general foundation, but eventually you kind of laser focus in on something, and that's not for everybody. And there's plenty of people out there that are either generalists or chameleons, or like and they're just as important and they do just as much good work. It just comes from a different place. Like it's not, you're right, it's like some people, like they pursue this one style until their career's over and they've mastered it and only they can do it. And then for other people, it's just that's not enjoyable, or that's not what it's about. And so I think I get bored. Has to inspire you. You gotta you gotta be inspired. You gotta feel inspired. You don't want to, it's like you've got this like gift of creating and getting paid for it. It's like you don't want that to become unenjoyable. Sometimes I'll catch myself like taking on projects that I'm not in love with, and I've decided for myself that I'm either in love with the project or I'm getting paid a lot, or both, but it has to be at least one. If I'm not enjoying, at least one, hopefully both. That's completely. I mean, you're not exactly. I mean, it's still a job. It's still a business. There's always compromise. You're always going to have to do things that you might not enjoy, but you're hoping that doing that will lead you to another project that you really get to enjoy, or buy you time to do something for yourself, or explore. Okay, I'm not feeling strong, pun intended, about this G-tail. So what I'm gonna do is lower the opacity again, get on a new layer, and just use the circle to. I like how G-tail. This also could have been detail. This is cute. Two in a row. Love a good pun. Love a good pun. Nice. Okay. Oh, nope. Is this doing what I wanted to do? I can't tell. Yes, it is. I can't tell. Cool. Rob Magnol says, watching this process is mesmerizing. How am I supposed to get any work done? Oh my God, thank you. I hope you get work done, but after. Keep just hanging. And the cool thing about these live streams is they all get archived. And you guys can replay them anytime you want and watch this over and be mesmerized all over again. So it's a very cool feature that, this stuff sticks around. Let's try. Okay, I'm just gonna talk everybody through what's going through my brain right now. So please. So I'm basically trying to create this shape, but I have a vision in my head of what it looks like, and currently it's not there. So I want to add that little teardrop shape at the end. That came out really nice, other than this thing here. I was just pointing to my screen with my finger and realized that's not a thing. And then I need to connect it here, but I kind of want to use the circle tool to make it not perfect, because I don't like that word, but flow. You don't want to have a break in those shapes. Or it feels like it's a little wonky. Okay, I'm gonna fill this in. Should I? No, I'm not gonna fill that part in. Okay. I will erase this. It's these tiny edges that get me, but I think I'll be able to clean that up in the vector. Oh yeah. So if you guys are just joining us, we are here with Jess Goldsmith, and working from New York today, right? Yes, Brooklyn. All right, so that's I mean, we are doing I think it's we're just doing sorry, remind me of the phrase. Oh my God, I forgot, even though it's been in front of me all day. Here's to strong women. Here's to strong women. That's right. And it's from a quote, correct? Yeah. Here's to strong women. May we know them. May we be them. May we raise them. But I'm not going to do the whole quote because it's too long. Right. So we're just going to do here's to strong women. Yeah. And we're going to do this first part of this quote because March is Women's History Month. And so we're going to celebrate that. And day one, we're going to hopefully, so are we going to be moving into Illustrator today, or do you think we're going to get to that tomorrow?
Definitely we'll definitely be on it tomorrow. I don't know because it's my first time using Fresco. I want to say it'll probably be tomorrow. I'm going a little slower totally than I thought.
No, and the great thing too is like, if you have time in between today and tomorrow to brush stuff up, or whatever you want to kind of do in between, you're totally welcome to do that as well. Like, you don't have to start right where we left off.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, please don't rush it, because we want you to be happy with this in the end.
Nice. Yeah.
And also it's cool. I mean, it's cool seeing somebody use Fresco for the first time. It's, I think it shows other people too, like, what parts are kind of easy to get, and what, where there might be things that you should kind of prepare for or look up, or so. No, this is good.
Yeah, if you're used to using like other tablet drawing programs, there's definitely a learning curve, because like your brain automatically wants to do the same actions that you're used to, and then realizing like it's just different and it doesn't exist in all of them.
Right.
So I think that's like the biggest learning curve. Or should I say learning curve?
Wade says we got to be careful with the puns.
Oh, I can't stop. It's really, this is just the beginning.
So chat might turn on us. I don't believe it.
Internet
loves puns.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh no.
Bliss says the touch modifier is your friend. It'll help with removing those lines and overhangs.
Is it this thing? Is this the touch modifier?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
It's not. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Erase with brush. Okay, no, wait, that I'm already doing. I'm just.
Bliss, tell us more.
Oh, trim segment. Wait, hold up. Oh my God. Look at this. Wait, no. Bliss, thank you. That's amazing. Oh my God. I love it.
That's nice.
This is life-changing.
See, and that's why you come on here. You come on here so that you can learn.
Yeah.
That's what the chat is here for, just to teach us and explain to us, like,
that's amazing. I don't know what I just
somehow professionals did. And we don't know all these things.
Well, like we said earlier, like it's all learning, like,
oh yeah.
I just found, I have no idea if they were part of an update, or I just found out about like a couple of tools on Illustrator today. And I was like, there's no way this has been here the whole time.
Oh yeah.
But like,
oh, no, it is.
But like, I think it is, do you use, you said you use Photoshop mostly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a width tool on Illustrator that like, you can make the strokes like wider and thinner, like just playing around with it. It doesn't have to necessarily be like actually making the stroke itself wider. And I held it down, and there's a warp tool, a twirl tool, pucker, bloat, scallop. That's all like, it feels very Photoshoppy. And I was like, I've been using this for a long time. I had no idea this was here.
Yeah,
so like,
it's kind of, Illustrator's crazy in that way, that like, I used to always kind of think it was a really rigid program, but nowadays, I mean, even with, they've added so much to it. I'm like, you can do a ton now with Illustrator that
so much.
I used to only think was relegated to Photoshop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, vector programs these days are incredible.
Yeah, truly. Okay. I feel like I'm spending too much time on this G part, so I'm just going to fill everything in.
Bliss is saying you can use one finger for the touch modifier while working with your pencil. Interesting.
Oh,
figure that.
I don't know. I don't know what I did. Yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We will get there. Yeah, I heard about the touch modifier being like really great. I didn't really have much time to look into it, but that like tail cleanup situation was amazing. That was a genuine reaction.
Oh yeah,
me screaming.
I've definitely had some moments where I'm like, how did I not know that?
Yeah. Okay, just gonna leave that. And we'll bring this back up. Cool. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't delete this part. Let's get rid of this part of the G.
That looks finished.
Nope. We're gonna, I think strong is in a strong place right now. There's a couple of things like I want to make like that a little wider. Oh, you know what? I love how like the O kind of like fits into the N over here. That's really cool. Nice. I might even like bring it in a little closer. But okay, let's move on to the word women, and I will merge this down first. How do I make it? Oh, show layer. Cool. And I'm going to bring it up. You know what? Maybe I'll just turn off the, yeah. Yeah. It's a little distracting. Yeah, it's like sometimes really hard to connect the lines, like when you stop and then go back up, but like similar to what you were saying before with like the size of the screen. I have I think it's a 13-inch iPad, and it's probably not super ideal, but it's just like the most, I don't know, it's the easiest one for me to work on and for me to like bring around and travel with. And like being a freelancer, I do like work like wherever it's usually my couch, but I could work wherever I want.
Okay, fine. It's traveling from my desk to my couch.
Exactly.
No, yeah, it's nice to have an option, being able to create on the go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the iPad is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Pre-pandemic, I used to like go into the city all the time, different coffee shops, and now I'm like, I'm never leaving my house.
Well, I mean, hopefully like I said,
no, but like
I said this last year, I'm like, hopefully everything will be just fine.
Like, here's the thing, like I'm so used to being at home, and we got a pandemic dog, so I don't ever want to leave her.
That'll keep you in one place. You got to go to those dog friendly spots, you know, they put out a bowl and give some treats.
I'm on the hunt for a studio. I think like I've finally outgrown the corner in my living room. But the problem is like New York real estate. You might have heard of it. It's insane. Yeah. I mean, Los Angeles isn't very far behind. Yeah, so. I actually think Los Angeles might be worse than New York right now.
Yeah, it's kind of insane here. I think like prices are just skyrocketing everywhere.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I would love to have my own studio.
Totally. Yeah, I am currently in my dining room, so it's
nice. I am also.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Wade says it's my couch, but it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
You just got to get that green screen and you can be anywhere.
Oh, that's true.
The beauty.
That is true. Yeah. I also work from my parents' house, from my in-laws' house. Yep, I travel. Yep. I'm well traveled.
Yep. All over the place. So what is that tool that you use? Is it just a shape selection tool or what?
So it's pretty cool. So like this one's like the circle tool. You can make it an oval, you can make it a circle. I like that it kind of stops when it hits like an actual circle. So like you don't.
It kind of has like a little like lock.
Yeah,
it does. Okay.
And then you just like trace around the edge with whatever pen that's an eraser. Whoops. With whatever pen you're using. And then you shut it off and like the circle's there. So I really like that. Cool. There's, the same for like ruler, straight.
And where are those drawing aids? Is that in the bottom right corner there? Okay.
Yeah. I'm holding it down here. There's square, polygon, and I guess polygon, you can do like as many sides as you want, which is cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. I tend to really just use the circle one mostly. I'll probably end up using the ruler when I draw like the here's to part. I'm going to keep that like pretty subtle, kind of plain.
Right.
Yeah. So like I took up so much time doing the strong. I'm going to try to be a little quicker on the women part, because I don't know, like, is this boring, you guys, the audience, the like just drawing the lines?
Oh, this is why they're here.
Okay.
You don't have to do a song and dance. They just want to see you work.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, what was I just going to say? I forgot. See, it happens sometimes. That's what I was going to ask. What do you, like, what's your process as far as, and I always wonder this with lettering, putting together different styles of lettering, like together in one design. How do you kind of come up with that, or what's the process for that?
It's really just like whatever I like. I'm sure other people have a process. I don't have like a true process for it. It's like it pops into my head and it's like, oh, okay, like this will look cool. And then like as I'm going along, I'll like tweak it, maneuver it, change it up a bit.
Right.
But yeah,
it's more of like an intuitive thing that kind of happens.
Yeah, you know, there's a hierarchy to the letters, to the words. So like strong women is obviously like the main portion of like what we're talking about, and the here's to is supplementary, but it still needs to be there. I mean, we could say strong women, but that's just like not, that doesn't do it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Just wondering.
Yeah. I really like the flow of this pen, like just being able to do that entire.
And what's the name of this pen that you're using?
This is just like the regular basic round vector brush.
Basic round. All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I find like the basic brushes to be my favorite. I've definitely spent like $1 million on different brushes and stuff like that, but I'll still use them, but it's really just the basic brushes that I love.
Yeah, well, you can do a lot. I mean, you can do a lot with the basic brush, you know. Yeah, you know, it's like with painting, and it's like textures and different kinds of brushes.
Yeah, I like the texture brushes.
But you know, it's like if you don't know how to use them, it can kind of get in the way of designing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can with, you know, with a basic brush, you can do whatever you want, really. It just might take more time.
But like, I also like that. I don't love like rushing my work. The process is the destination.
That's it.
Happy little clouds, happy little letters.
Everybody says they're having fun.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Don't worry. And they're doing a good job of entertaining themselves as well. So
okay, awesome. I'm glad.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is not being funny enough.
Yeah, I haven't laughed yet. This is going to be a long 2 days.
Oh no. It's not, well, you know, the good part about it for you is that it's not a full 2 days. So
that's true. Yeah. I can get off of this and just push it out of my mind as fast as possible. Just
exactly.
Get on with my day.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you're not memorable. I'm just kidding.
I know.
So if you guys are just joining us, and if you are on YouTube, please come on over to Behance Live. That's behance.net/Adobe Live. Here you can participate in the chat and ask all the great questions that you guys have been asking this whole time. Keep this thing rolling. And also, we are here with Jess Goldsmith, and she is doing some lettering for us in honor of Women's History Month. So this is just day one. We're going to have day 2 tomorrow with an artist spotlight as well. I'm going to put that out there. But yeah, so I'd say it's going pretty smoothly. I mean, especially since, you know, you're so new to Fresco. This is pretty awesome. Makes me want to use Fresco.
It's fun. It's interesting. Definitely like, I feel like my hand movements are a little bit different than what I'm used to. Also because like we're live and I want people to see like my brush strokes. We have like this blue dot. So which is very cool. Yeah. but that part's also like, whoa, this is different, because I'm so used to like wherever it exactly touches is where I go. But yeah, not bad. I forgot the name of the person that was telling us about this touch thing. Bliss. Can they remind me how to make it do what I need it to do?
The thing that we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, so she said you can use one finger for the touch modifier while working with your pencil and just swipe over what you want to trim while holding the touch modifier in the secondary position.
The secondary position.
Which she says in parentheses, the big circle.
Oh, I did something. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna skip over this. It's fine.
Maybe we'll do some research in between. Or
yeah, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, because I figured it out for like a second before, and it was really, really cool.
Well, I'm curious if it's slightly different. Like that was like a trimming, and I'm wondering if this is like. I'm trying to think. Let's see.
But I love that trim thing. Like that's like I just went like this and it disappeared. But now it's not popping up. So I don't know. What, oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. No. Okay. I have the right tool. I'm just not doing it correctly. But okay. The important part is that I found the tool. Okay. I'll figure it out. I'm fine.
There's also there's like a touch shortcut. And that's in the lower left of the screen.
Lower left of the screen.
So maybe it's that big circle at the bottom. That's your brush, right?
No, this is my color. Yeah.
Oh, okay, your color, yeah. It says which you can use to quickly change the behavior of some tools. So it says press the touch shortcut and hold it down while using a tool. We'll find it. We'll get there.
Yeah. Well, like it just yeah. I don't know. I don't want to.
Let's not hang out. Yeah, don't get caught up on it.
Okay. Just gonna do the same thing over and over until I figure it out. Okay. Oh, that's what's happening. Oh no, I did something.
And Wade is just saying, just slash across. You shouldn't have to circle it.
No, I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I'm gonna figure it out.
It's tough. I know you're just like trying. Yeah.
I'm a professional.
Okay, so the touch modifier and the touch shortcut is the same thing. That Bliss, that is what Google is telling me. It's a touch shortcut. So it sounds like those are the same things. So once we figure out where that is.
So it's this thing. I don't think I'm using it properly, but when I did use it properly, it was an excellent tool. Yeah, it's amazing.
So Bliss is saying if you hold it in the first position, it turns your brush into an eraser.
Oh.
So it's like a secondary. I see.
Okay. Got it. That's cool.
So instead of having to switch over, that's cool.
Nice.
Thanks, Bliss.
Thank you.
Helping us out. Bliss says you can experiment from the couch later on.
I definitely will. You know, I like my desk and like my whole like little office setup area, and I have my laptop and I have a desktop, and I just like find myself always like just grabbing my laptop and sitting on the couch, even though like I've spent like time and resources on like creating this little space. I'm like, no, couch.
You're like, this doesn't beat the couch.
This doesn't beat the couch. Okay. I think what I'm going to do now, I think I want strong on top. No, I want strong under. I'm going to switch the colors now.
Right, so we can see it pop in
yes. Front. And I'm just going to do like a bunch of I don't know.
Damn.
Random colors.
There it is.
There it is. Oh my God, sorry. You know what? I hate that color. That fuchsia is horrific. There we go. Oh, and you know what? I really like the orange and pink thing together. I feel like that's just like groovy and fun.
Is it horrible if I say it's reminding me of Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh my God. Well, now it is. America runs on strong women. I said it. I said
it's
it.
It's true though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I'd be without my wife.
Well, Dunkin' Donuts, if you want to hire me, I'm available.
Yeah. I think this is the new campaign.
That'd be great.
Creating it right now.
I would love to see that. I'm gonna change the colors though now that I'm like it's literally it's like the exact hex colors. It's so
that's what I saw. I don't even I'm trying to even think of what the what it is, but that's
no, it's exactly that. So I have to. It's fine.
I just looked it up. It really is.
Yeah, it's like this. I should find out.
That's why I love this so much.
Yeah, I love a good donut.
So thirsty.
Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is take the parts that are either under and over, the parts that I want to overlap, and just duplicate those sections to create the layered look, but I don't want everything on top or everything under. It's gonna switch off a bit. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll start with this and duplicate selection. And again, I don't know if this is the proper way. Why is this not going? I don't know if this is the proper way of going about it, but this is the way I'm going to do it. I don't know why this isn't moving. Okay. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Nice. And now you see the S is on top of the W.
Right.
I'm going to bring the O and the N also on top, and I'm going to leave this under just because it needs that contrast to kind of even exist.
No, I like that. Yeah, it's kind of interweaving.
Yeah. Duplicate. Not probably. Oh, what is going on with this?
I think you have to.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. I think because it's still it might still be in a transformation window.
Yeah, still getting used to it. Is this layers?
Oh, did you?
Ungroup layers.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say might have just grouped it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just erase. Don't need any of that. Okay. I kind of want to put a little icon or something over here. I don't really know what, but I can figure that out later. And then I was thinking, should this move up? And I know that this is happening by the W and the S over here, but I can fix that. I love the idea of it being interlocked a bit.
That's it's very cool actually. And it kind of goes.
Yeah, but then
with the strong women.
Yeah, then I kind of have to fix. Then I have to fix over here. Oops.
Right. Is there going to be something over there?
Yeah. So let's figure that out.
This is a great example too of something happening intuitively.
Yeah.
Where that wasn't necessarily the plan, and then it's kind of starting to reveal itself.
Yeah, just doing it on the fly. That's what I love.
Some disturbing developments in the chat of Dunkin' Donuts dropping donuts off of their name because they're serving sandwiches and all these other things.
Dunkin' do not. That's what I have to say.
Yeah. Pretty sure there's better things out there, folks.
Okay. I kind of like this setup. Really like this over here. Oh, I need a. Oops.
Penny Doodles is saying female symbol circle cross thing.
I was thinking that. I don't know what the word for it is either.
Female symbol. Yeah, I don't know.
Duplicate selection. This is fun. I like Fresco. I'll probably be using it more often now that I like have a better understanding of it.
Seems like kind of like a fun way to start designing your project.
Yeah.
Just get things in there without, like you
And
said, it's like when you're on a desktop, it's like there's something bigger about there's not more pressure. I don't know. Like when you're on a iPad, there's like less pressure to like make something. It's just you almost want to kind of doodle and get in there.
Yeah, it's fun. But I am realizing, so like these layers and like the stuff over here, I'm gonna redo that in the vector version. I don't think that I'm gonna
try to do that now.
Well, like I have it there now, but when I bring it into the vector version, it's not going to be layered. I think I'm just going to like keep it by itself and then like work on that individually. Like I'll be bringing it in like with like just like this.
Just like that. Right. And then adjust accordingly, but just bring in the whole shape, not just,
Yeah, but I want to see like how it'll all look together before bringing it in. And I think like maybe I'll add like some 3D element to it now also. That could be fun. I love doing 3D lettering. It's a good time. Oh, what am I doing? Let's delete this.
And just so you know, it's about, let's see, got about 40 minutes.
Okay,
I think 40 minutes left. Let's see, yeah, something around there.
Nice. Can I duplicate layer group? Okay, now, so I made a duplicate. Whoops. I made a duplicate of like this entire thing. I'm gonna hide this layer group, like the just right, just to have it. And then I'm gonna flatten this one.
Perfect.
So now it's just like one element.
Right.
Okay, and now I'm gonna duplicate that. And I think I'm gonna try. Let's try doing a mask layer. Let's do vector, oops, and that. And actually, you know what? I want you guys to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm taking this bottom layer that's the same exact one as the top. I'm just moving it out a bit.
Right.
And I'm kind of experimenting as I'm doing this. Like I hope that it's gonna do what I want it to do. And then over here, I'm creating, I guess, it's a clipping mask. I'm gonna fill it as vector. So now I have like this black shadow behind it. But I don't want it to be fully black. I just want it to be like a darker version of those colors. So I'm lowering the opacity a bit. And I think now what I'm gonna do is mess around with this layer here with the same colors, but when I draw with those colors, when I draw with those colors, they're going to come out the same darkness because I did like a full page of the black mask.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And now I'm going to connect everything to create that 3D feel.
3D.
And like, maybe we'll open this up tomorrow and decide this isn't what I want to do anymore, but we'll find out, as it goes on, because I can already tell you like this overlap thing with the 3D, like that bothers me so much. So like, I don't know how
how are you going to figure
I
out
might
how that
have
works.
to do like a second mask or something. But I don't know, that's the fun of it. I love like the creative problem solving.
Right. So you gotta just learn the 3D programs, and then it'll do it for you.
Oh my God. I'm actually like trying to learn some of it, and I expected it to be difficult, but it's a different world.
It's a different part of your brain. I mean, it's just
totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I was in school 2005 to 2009 in San Francisco, and that was, obviously there's plenty of 3D stuff around, but it wasn't as user friendly. I felt like it was even more complex back then, and trying to get into animation, some other things, I was just like, I don't like this. Like, this is just it was so different than painting and drawing. And and like how your brain
Yeah.
kind of had to,
Mhm.
kind of accomplish the same things. You're like, this is just,
It's so different.
yeah, it's just a
It's
lot
so
of like
different.
grids and math and trying to figure out, kind of like sub layers and like, parent
Mhm.
groups. And like, I was
Oh,
like,
parent
this is not,
groups.
it just wasn't like what I wanted to do as far as like creating art. But it's changed a lot. I mean, 3D programs now are much more accessible.
For sure.
Um,
For sure.
yeah.
I
So stick with it, because I feel like no matter what, we all kind of have to know some
yeah.
3D. It's kind
Yeah,
of
and
where
I
everything
mean,
is going.
it's also just like it's always fun to learn new skills. It's hard to find the time to like be creating and learning something like brand new when you have like work and clients and meetings and like things to
Completely.
keep up with. But like, on the off chance that I have like free time, well, I guess yesterday I cleaned my room like we said earlier, but maybe next time the audience will vote for learning 3D.
There we go.
Yeah. But yeah, similarly to you. So I mean, I'm self-taught even as a fine artist, but I come from like a fine art background where I was like painting and drawing and, canvases and paintbrushes and all of that. And I ended up leaving college eventually after 2 semesters. I was just like, I can't do this. This isn't for me. But my first 2 semesters, I attempted to learn graphic design and I cried and I ran out of the classroom like a big baby because I was like, I can't do this. I hate it so much. This is horrible. And I felt so stupid, but like, I just wasn't learning it the same way that they were teaching it. Like, I just wasn't grasping it. And then when I had the opportunity to like sit down and teach myself everything on my own through like free tutorials, or like some of them were paid, but I really like picked it up a lot quicker. But that's also probably why a lot of my techniques are like not traditional or not like the correct way.
Yeah. No, and there's so many different ways to learn. And that is the tough thing with school, is that they can only offer so many ways to teach you, and the teacher can only teach so many ways. So it's like, eventually you're going to have to teach yourself something, and for some people that's just that's the better path,
Definitely.
I feel I loved art school, but I also love doing things on my own as well. You know what I mean?
For
like
sure.
They kind of,
for sure.
you get different things out of it. It's nice having structure sometimes and people telling you, okay, this is the next step. This is the next step, instead of trying to figure it out for yourself. But then other times
it take you years to figure out one tiny thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So there's always that. But sometimes it's really hard to learn, in a classroom setting, or, it's not conducive for everybody to learn.
Yeah. I think like the way that like, not just college, but like all schools are taught are kind of like the way that most people, like majority of people, will like understand it, grasp it, and learn. And then there's some other people like myself where like, I'm not gonna get it in that way. Like some things I will, some things I won't, but like graphic design really just like was not one of them. It felt so mathematical to me. And math makes me want to throw up. I want to puke every time I think of math. So it really wasn't for me.
Math is just gonna be there whether you like it or not.
But I don't have to participate. That's the important thing to think about. Is that I could choose not to oh, this is not the right color. How do I see what I did.
Yeah, you got exactly. There you go.
Yeah. Forgot about my mask. I guess like an alternative way of doing this is just like selecting slightly darker colors and working in them. But I like using the mask. I don't know.
Yeah, no, totally. Just an alternative way to do it.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know if I'm going to end up like breaking this up, and then I don't know how I'm going to like manage these parts, because like the way that that's overlapping kind of bothers me a bit. So I might eventually just like pull the entire thing apart and do each word separately, which is fine. I think either way it can work. It's just a matter of like how I want to go about this work. And I also know that I can use the fill tool with this, but sometimes it's just really therapeutic to fill in small areas.
Completely. Well, it's just feels like you're painting, feels like you're drawing, like it's not always fun doing the efficient
Yeah.
way. It's just like,
I used to love like making little shapes and like, and this was in school, in elementary school, like on my notebook, and then just like filling in those shapes, like fully, like with, if I had like a black pen, just like fully black. Like, I don't know, there was something so like rewarding about that.
now you're getting paid to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't, if someone would have told me years ago that like, when you grow up, you're going to be doing this and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And all the things that I've done in my career, I'd be like, you're lying. You're crazy.
Yeah. It's hard to predict those things.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I always knew that I wanted to have a creative career. I just never knew that it was actually possible.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, especially like if you're not going to school for it, or you're not surrounded by other professionals or people that are like, oh yeah, it's you're not going to get it otherwise from everyday life. Like and like you said, it's everywhere. Like
it's everything.
Every single thing that you consume, that you're exposed to, it's like there's some type of art that went into that,
Definitely.
to create that. But yeah, it's not always obvious. And
no, it's not. My parents were always very supportive. They were like, you don't have to go to school, but you have to do something with your life. You can't sit on the couch all day. Jokes on them.
Yeah, look at them doing it.
Yeah, but my mom was actually a graphic designer before I was born. So like, when they had but everything was done by hand then.
Oh yeah, which is graphic design back then was way crazier.
No, it's so much math. Horrible. But I remember when she got like her first Macintosh, and that's all it was called back then, the Macintosh with like the clear back blue thing. And I would love to have one of those now. I'd be sick.
I feel like obviously they're not making that one, but I know the new iMac colors I think are a throwback to that.
They are, but it's not the same. Like, imagine
it's not the same, but
yeah,
I want
imagine
a giant heavy egg.
Yeah. It's so funny because like it's so futuristic, even though it's like
it's like retro futuristic.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God. I've been obsessed with retro futuristic aesthetic lately. In my illustrations, I've been like practicing it and playing around with it. And like, it's something that I hadn't done before. And I love it. It's like, I don't know, if it had a flavor, it would just be very delicious.
It's going back and taking things that worked and then like adding a new spin on it, or new technology, or whatever. So it is very cool. I'm also a big fan. A lot of my early work was with digital, was trying to make everything look screen printed. But
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that vibe.
It was like inspired by 70s, 80s screen prints, and so
I love screen printing. I love the process. I used to work in a screen print studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine. Shout out to Sal. I don't think he's listening.
You could just tell. He'll watch
I'll tell him.
Yeah, like I shouted you out.
Yeah, he had a screen print studio, and he just like needed assistance, and I was like, sure, I'll do it. Like, not realizing that it was probably going to be part of the stuff that I kind of needed to know for like jobs that I was doing for print. So it's actually come in handy when I have clients that like want me to create merch, and they're like, yeah, but we're screen printing this. And I was like, I got you. I know exactly what you need.
How many colors?
Yeah. Well, I won't do more than 6. I'm not crazy. I had a client that wanted to do like, it was like 8. And I just like strongly advised against it because like cost and production, just like it's already
That's
pretty high at 6.
8 is a lot of colors.
Yeah, I was like, let's try to keep it to 4.
Things can happen. Like it's
not everybody wants the really cool screen print effect where it's like offset. I love that, but I could see why people don't.
Right.
Yeah. So what's everyone up to today?
Watching this.
Yeah.
It's a big question though. Let's see what people are doing today, what people got in the plans. And if you're just joining us on YouTube, everybody, hello. Please come join us on Behance Live at b.net/Adobe Live or behance.net/Adobe Live. You guys can participate in the chat. You can tell us what you're going to do today. And you guys can watch Jess Goldsmith here do some lettering in honor of Women's History Month.
And feel free to ask me questions. Yeah, I hope I have like answers, but you know, like if not, we'll just figure it out.
Bliss just finished lunch.
Nice. What'd you have?
Yeah, what did you have? Explain everything.
I've been talking for like 2 hours, you know. So let's see what everyone else is up to.
There you go. Like I am now the interviewee. Steve is drinking tea.
Nice.
Sounds pretty yummy. Wade says you asked the ultimate live stream question and you are now considered a pro.
Because I asked what's everyone doing today?
Yes, this is going to get the chat blowing up. Let's see. Wade's working on commissions, obviously doing streaming with us. Thank you, Wade. Penny Doodles is delaying lunch, so you can watch this.
Oh, you can eat while watching this. You can do both, unless you're going out to eat.
You gotta prepare something. Yeah, that's true. Steve Festus is saying there's some leftover pizza within reach whose future is bleak.
Nice.
Biola is working and lurking. Yes, I like that phrase.
Oh, I like that too. Working and lurking. So what I'm doing here is like, I want to basically, oh, sorry about the noise. I live on a busy street. So I basically, because I like put all the layers together, I'm trying to figure out how to get this color over this orange, and that's going to kind of like translate across the board. So I think my best bet right now is to create individual shapes on a new layer, which I have over here, and then fill it in with this color. But I want to be able to see it properly. So I'm just doing it all in black, and then I'll fill it in afterwards. And I'll like clean up the lines and stuff and all of that. And probably by tomorrow, yeah, we'll probably bring this into Illustrator.
Could you I'm wondering if you could just make the selection on the rear layer.
So the problem is it's two different layers. It's this layer and it's or I guess I could put them together, but I don't think it would help me much.
Right.
Yeah, like when I do the clipping mask, you see like it disappears over here.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just playing around.
See, Anthony Jackson is working on sketches. He's got a presentation tomorrow.
Nice. Good luck.
There you go. Stay motivated. Bliss is going to be finishing up a project that they started on streaming while catching the streams for the rest of the day.
Cool.
There you go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but Behance is now hosting live streams. I think they've been doing it for a little while now. So if you guys want to stream live, you can. It's awesome. I have a few on mine. I know OBS is a great third-party software for you guys to use. But yeah, Behance live streaming, it's awesome. It's not just on Adobe Live. It hosts members outside of this. So you guys should go check it out.
That's cool. I just noticed that also when I was updating my
it's
profile.
Really cool. Yeah.
I saw they also added something for NFTs, which is really cool. I like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of new stuff being added right now. Yeah, and that Creative Cloud Express is pretty cool too for people like just hopping in. It's kind of like a really like simple, cool way to kind of get started in digital design. So that they've got the new stream for that as well, which is really cool.
There we go. Sort of doing what I need it to do. I do think my best bet is probably going to be taking it apart, but I want to see if I can achieve what I have in mind otherwise.
Like if it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't, my guess is that it's not, but I have to try first.
I want to see it.
Yeah, whoops. Yeah. Let's fill this black. Why is that happening? It's closed now. Oh, it's not.
Annika is wondering, what would be your tips for making compositions? Do you find yourself repeating the layout? And if yes, how do you combat that, or how do you shake it up?
So like, let me think. Different quotes or different lettering pieces, or even if it's just words, like the sizing and the length of that word or the quote really make a difference. If you're having trouble like figuring it out though, there are templates that you can find that will like kind of help guide you, like set things up. I think there's even like stamp brushes that you might be able to buy. I'm not sure. I would start with that. And like, once you're practicing with the guides a lot, it'll probably just come to you. You're like, oh, this makes the most sense to me now. This feels right. I don't really use guides anymore. I used to, because like in the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, okay, let's just like line everything up. And like, that could look really cool. And it can also look really boring. If you're doing it over and over and over again, you want to like put a little arch or like have something off to the side, or like bring in the letters together, similar to like, oh, well, I messed it up now, but that O and N were like on each other like that, and that was really cool. So that's an example with letters, but you could also do that with words where like they, hang out with each other, this kind of thing.
Right.
I really think it's just a matter of like doing it over and over and over again and practicing and experimenting. And even if you do find yourself using the same ones over again, like, like I said, the length of the words, the amount of the words that you're using, like that'll change a lot of it. If I'm just going to have strong women, that's going to be a lot different as opposed to like the here's too. Oh, that doesn't look good, but the here's too. And then like, let's say I want to do the rest of the sentence, that would be under here, or I can do here's to strong women, may we be them, may we know them, etc. So it's like a circle around the whole thing. I think just like playing around, and also like just go online, go on Instagram, go on Behance, and like see what other designers are doing. And something that I do, but I don't ever put this out into the world, this is strictly for practice, and I want to make this very clear. Copy other artists that you like so you can get into the hang of doing things, but don't post it. Do yourself and do other artists and do other people a favor. Don't post it. Don't claim it as your own. Use it solely for practice, and then leave it in a file in the back of your computer somewhere.
Yeah, it's called plagiarism.
Yeah, exactly. We're not.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. It's like doing master copies or doing copying work of things that like, oh wow, I really like this. Why does it work? And then doing it yourself for personal, personal work and figuring out why it works. And once you do it yourself and you see how it works, and you're like, okay, now I can do this. What's my twist on this? Or how can I make this my own?
Yeah. So we're certainly not in the business of taking other people's work. Don't make me go on a rant. Don't make me, because I will.
Well, yeah, and obviously, especially with social media and other things, like it's pretty easy to.
I was gonna say you will get
do
caught.
That. I mean, there's plenty of I'm sure plenty of artists be like, this person in China is selling my work on Etsy, or it's like there's so many weird things of like you can just easily just grab screenshots and take things from people. So don't do that stuff. But it is okay. It is okay to copy for your own personal use and to learn.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, I'll argue for that. I will. Yeah, I've seen like a couple of artists that I know / like friendly with on Instagram being like, hey, I don't really know what to do. Some people are sending me this artist, and I noticed that like their work is extremely similar to mine. And I don't know, it feels like violating. I've had that happen to me too. And it's like, okay, you're literally using the same color palette, the same styles, the same composition, but it's just like a little different, but it's like very, very obvious.
Yeah.
And it hurts. It hurts. It sucks.
And it's gonna happen. And especially if if your reach grows and the people that follow you and if your work's getting seen more and more, I mean, it's a part of it, and it's gonna happen. You kind of have to decide how important it is to you to get that to stop, or if it's obviously if it's affecting you financially, then that's a big thing. But I think for the most part, most people know, and you kind of just got to keep doing you. And those people are gonna, they're not gonna get anywhere doing that, and so it'll eventually catch up to them. But it's hard. I mean, it's the internet. It's a global community. There's not a whole lot you can do about it, other than just kind of keep pushing yourself and hope that most people will find that that's probably not cool. But but I mean, there is a level of it. It's like, I don't know how many people find it flattering, but it does mean that you're doing something right, and that people are recognizing it and are trying to recapture it. So might not make you happy, but there is something reaffirming about it. And
there's definitely
the most upsetting way possible.
It's like that. I don't know. It's like, okay, cool, like my work is more well known and I'm more well known, and that way I'm getting more jobs. But then you see like, oh, but people are copying my work and they're getting jobs because they're copying my work. So it's like, oh, that's cool. Like, I know that what I'm doing is right, but feels icky.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard. There's a lot of stuff out there, and it's I think it's just really it's just part
tough. Of it. It's tough, and it's just
part of it.
It's part of it. You got to just, I'm not going to say like be okay with it, but understand that it's
going to happen.
It exists. It's going to happen. It exists. Yeah.
But yeah, Wade's got a good point. Studies are an artist's homework, and that's true. It's like the opposite side of that. Like, it is good to go out there and figure out why the artwork you like is working. Like, what are the things you like about it, and why do you like it? And then bring that to your work in your way. Or try to find those things, be like, oh, this is the feeling I get. Like, how can I recreate that feeling for myself? Or like,
I love that. Yeah. There's this podcast I was listening to, and it's talking about like finding your taste, and it's like, why do I like the things that I like? And a lot of it really goes back important. To like, but a lot of it like goes back to like nostalgia. And like the things that you liked as a kid. Not always. I mean, like our tastes develop and like the things that we like develop, but like, why do I like the things that I like? And I like what you just said, that how do I like invoke this feeling in my own work? And that doesn't need to necessarily even be a style. Like, you can create a certain feeling from the same feeling from a variety of different styles. I don't know. I just think it's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think most artists are very sensitive to those things, and
for sure
you probably make an art because it, the feeling that it gives you, and just kind of, and what you can offer to somebody else too, like, you're putting it out there because you want other people to see it, otherwise you just be doing it on your own and keeping it to yourself. So there's a reason why you're putting it out there. And so
there's certain vanity in being an artist.
But there's like that, there's a pursuit there that's happening. And so it's important to know why you're doing it.
Yeah, definitely. When I've like first started, I would like watch all these videos and whatever. It was like finding your why. And I realized like, I just want to have fun. Like, that is it's so simple, but that's like a core tenet of my life, is like, how can I do this in a way that's the most efficient overall, and I'm having the most fun? Or like, how can I do this job where I enjoy it, I'm having fun, and I'm making money? And like, just fun is so important. And I think also as an artist, because like, it shows up in your work if you hate what you're doing. It really does. Yeah, completely.
I mean, I think the longer you do it and the better you get, one, you hope that you're getting projects that continue that, right? That like you kind of, you know, one thing that you think is good for a lot of people to remember too is like when you're creating a portfolio or when you're doing work, you want to put work out there that you want to continue to do. So it's like if you posting stuff on Instagram or whatever and you're kind of just posting all these things, well, it's like, well, that's what people are going to see, and then that's what they're going to hire you for. So if that's not the work that you want to keep doing, then you probably shouldn't be putting it out there for pretty soon.
I made that mistake in the beginning of my career.
Because then you're going to start getting hired for that, and then you're going to you might get stuck being like, well, this isn't what I want to do. And so, yeah, and it's, and not that it's not going to happen, but your personal work and stuff, either obviously you could just do it for own personal growth. But if you want that to be stuff that you want to continue doing, then make sure that that's what you're pursuing in your personal work and in your professional work.
I made the mistake of getting hired on like a permalance basis to create pharmaceutical emails because I put the wrong things in my portfolio. And they're like, oh, I don't know how I ended up doing this for 6 months.
Gotta start somewhere. No,
like,
we gotta get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good job in terms of like the atmosphere and the culture of like the people I was working with, and it was good experience. And the company that I was working with, or like the umbrella company, is well known, so that was really good to put on my portfolio. But I didn't love it. I was like, okay, same freaking email over and over and over again, just different ways of showing. Like, it's so hard for me to like call myself a creative when I'm doing that, even though there is creativity that goes into it. It's just like not what I want to be doing at all. Yeah,
completely. And you know, it's like you're pretty lucky if you get to be doing that most of the time, because there is obviously always the sacrifice and compromise, especially when you're doing freelance. You can't always say no to everything you don't want to do.
No,
sometimes you just don't have a choice.
That's true. That is true.
So it is, let's see, it's 11:12 Pacific Standard Time. For you, it is, let's see, 2:12?
Oh yeah, 2:12.
14, wherever, yes.
Like, my clock's 2 minutes off.
Yeah, so we got a little, probably around 15 minutes left, maybe a little less. Just so heads up for you. If you guys are just joining us, we are with Jess Goldsmith from New York, and she is doing a lettering project for Women's History Month. So we are in Fresco right now working, and it looks like tomorrow we'll be doing this in Illustrator, finishing up. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll probably like make some refinements in here. I'm definitely going to separate the letters. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense for me to be doing it the way that I am right now, but I am enjoying it. So that's fine. But yeah, I'm going to like tighten things up in here and then bring it into Illustrator tomorrow. Perfect. And I'll probably have another quote prepared, just because I feel like I work pretty quick in Illustrator. So yeah. Right. So because you're much more familiar with the program, so once we get there, it'll probably be a quicker. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the more you can show us, the better. But we also, don't want to rush you into doing anything you don't want to. If I could like spend my entire day just coloring in like this, I'd be so happy, but I'm not going to do that. I love it. It's really like, I never got into the coloring book thing because I was like, why would I do a coloring book if I can kind of just be doing my own coloring of my own work, which, but I love just filling in shapes. I don't know. I love it. It feels nice. It feels so nice. Yeah, I used to do that a lot with the style I worked in, and now that is the like flatting process that I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I'm like, okay, I want to get to the painting, the rendering, but there is something meditative about it. It's definitely different on paper, Oh yeah, way different. But iPad doesn't hurt either. Oh, you know what, I guess we could talk about it now when you get into that flow state. and everything is just like hitting perfectly, and like the air smells sweeter, and you're just like getting things done one after another, and you're like, this works, this is amazing, and everything's going perfectly, and like love it.
Feels very different from the beginning, where you're like just trying to like get it like, oh, okay, I gotta just make these letters look normal.
Yeah, we're just trying to make them actually look like letters and not a space alphabet.
Scribble scrabble.
Yes.
Well, Robert Wennerberg says it looks great so far.
Thank you.
So I think people are pretty jazzed on this.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to change these colors tomorrow. Sorry, everyone.
Are you sure? This could be for the Duncan. I guess it's not Dunkin' Donuts, just Duncan.
The Duncan. So like, I love using gradients. So I'm probably going to add a gradient to this.
Okay, cool.
I'm thinking like also in the background, I'm going to do like something like comic-y, you know?
Yeah, cool.
And I love using the blend tool. I don't know if you or anybody else here uses it, but like I've been so into it lately. Like there's a way that you can create these letters that almost make it look like really 3D. So yeah, that's cool. And I don't think I'm going to do this tomorrow, but I've been loving the 3D features on the new 3D features on Illustrator. So much fun. Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, yeah, we could totally touch on it or not. I mean, it's up to you, but yeah, I mean, all that stuff is really cool, kind of seeing some of those features.
Yeah. I don't know if my laptop can handle the 3D.
It's just like,
so I have my desktop, but like, I don't want to, I'm not going to switch everything over. Yeah.
Maybe test it today.
Yeah.
And see how the computer handles it.
I have a feeling not. Just because it's an old one.
Yeah, I know. Once you start doing 3D elements, it's like, I don't like this.
Yeah, and we're just going to be talking for 2 hours with no design.
Yeah. Are you on a PC or a Mac?
I'm on a MacBook right now for
so you'll have
the
pinwheel.
Exactly, but I have a PC for my desktop because like we can talk about that at a different time, the price points and the capabilities and all that.
I got both too. Yeah. No,
yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
This isn't a Mac show.
Right. I forgot. Yeah, because sometimes like it feels like Mac is always like the go-to, which I mean, in ways they are, but they're just like the amount of, I guess, like things that you can do at a time on a new desktop versus a laptop that's, I think it's a 2015 refurb. Honestly, like it's time for an upgrade.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. So.
Oh man, my wife has a new MacBook Pro
with the chip,
the new M1. Oh my gosh, they are.
Maybe I'll get that.
They are instant, like because it has the SSD and the new chip. It's pretty impressive. I was
kind
of blown away by it.
I was playing between the idea of like another desktop that's Mac or a laptop, but like if this one's on its way out, I think it makes more sense just to get the laptop because I travel. as we discussed.
Yeah, and I mean they're pretty powerful at this point. And it's like unless you're really doing some intensive animation or 3D work,
you're
probably not going to need anything more powerful than the MacBook Pro. I mean, they're really impressive these days.
Yeah, I am getting into more 3D stuff, but
I mean, it can still do it. I mean, like I said, that M1 chip is pretty killer. But obviously, PC's got plenty of options too. It's kind of one of those things where it's whatever you're more comfortable using.
Yeah.
I think Mac is just kind of a little tidier, you know, less stuff you have to kind of worry about breaking on you.
Agreed. Whoops.
Yeah, Wade's got a point. You know, computers are just tools. You know, work with anything. That's true.
Yeah.
You know, it's like whatever makes sense.
Yeah. For sure. Oh, I also saw Behance. They now have like a spot for NFTs, which is really cool.
Yeah, I just did something recently with my cousins, which is an interesting project of creating avatars for them that are going to be minted. But as It's kind of crazy. There's a lot of work right there right now for illustrators.
I'm trying
like,
to,
God.
yeah, I'm trying to like, I haven't done any NFT work stuff, but I just like, I love the idea of the metaverse. I know a lot of people are like, I don't know. And like, I feel that way in some ways, but a lot of it is like, it's just like an entire world for creatives that you can like, not obviously not physically step into, but it almost feels that way. And yeah, I don't know, like being like a millennial,
interesting.
Yeah, being a millennial, like I grew up on the computer, AOL.com raised me. So
yeah,
it's like, I'm ready for this. I've been ready for this. I was born for this. I'm excited. I like it.
We got about 5 minutes before we got to wrap actually. And so, yeah, we're getting close here, just so you know. So just kind of, actually, I mean, we're getting kind of close here. Finishing this kind of initial.
Well, if anyone has any quick questions before
please.
we pop off, I'm here. I'll also be here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a good reminder. Tomorrow we're going to be here. Same time, same bat channel. 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on b.net/Adobe Live.
And I'm always on Instagram, and I answer my DMs because like I don't get that many. So, if you have a question on there,
yeah, slide into the
true.
DMs. She will respond.
Well, like with work questions, not like that.
It's not. Come on, guys. Yeah.
On Women's History Month, really? But yeah.
Give us the Instagram handle?
Oh again. Yeah, Chick of All Trade.
Chick of All Trade.
Chick of All Trade.
And that is the website as well.
Yes, chickofalltrade.com. I like helping out newbies like with stuff. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, there's something really amazing about being able to teach other people how to do things and spread the word and kind of it's like you learn somehow and learn from other people. It's nice to pass on the torch and help others.
Definitely. It feels good to be in a position that like I can give advice, because a few years ago I was certainly not.
Oh yeah, completely. It takes experience.
Mm-hmm. Experience, time, all that.
All right. Looks like we are ready to start wrapping up. So let's find a quick stopping point here. And while you're doing that, Jess, can you also just kind of give a recap of what we did today and what we're planning on doing tomorrow?
Yeah, so started the quote of "Here's to strong women." That's just the beginning part of it. Tomorrow is the beginning of Women's History Month, so I wanted to create something in honor of that. I did all of this on Adobe Fresco. I'm gonna probably wrap up most of it and then bring it into Illustrator tomorrow. Maybe still stay in Fresco for a bit. Not entirely sure. We'll kind of like see as we go along, but this was really fun and really happy that I had the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. Are we going to have the words up top as well? Are we going to be including those? Or?
Yeah, I'm probably. It's here's. That's going to be tomorrow.
I wasn't sure if you had
though.
It on a layer. Okay.
No, but these are going to be like super simple. It's going to say "here's to" and whatever. I'll figure that out tomorrow. But those are going to be super simple. The strong women is the main part of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, awesome. Yeah. I mean, that was so fun today. You did great. Thanks. You didn't seem nervous at all. So
okay.
It was awesome.
I'm sweating.
So yeah, I always do. Don't worry. They can't see it.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks so much for everybody being here today. Obviously, this is a really fun one, and we're going to go ahead and continue this tomorrow, day 2, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, if you guys are going to stick around, there's the Illustrator Creative Challenges with Andrew Hockrattle and immediately followed by more building your brand in Creative Cloud Express with Paul Tranny. So thanks again. Always love having the chat here. Thank you, Jess. And
Thank you.
we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. See you guys later.